managing the relationship pendulums in your life. And just as Vadim Zeland is saying here, you know, you're telling everyone like, bugger off, get out of my life, get out. But there's an easier way to do it. Hello, 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 Transurfer and the Transurfing Curious. My name is Renee Garcia, guys, and this is TransurfingTV, y'all. Well, hello there. Oh my goodness. Okay, so briefly, before I get into the book that I want to read today, I just want to state that I kind of have I've kind of pushed through yet another layer of issues with self-confidence and feeling as though like I've got to try to do something or to be someone or to do something right. Vadim Zeland talks about this a lot in all of the Transurfing books, this labyrinth of insecurity. And for those of you that are new to this channel, and even those that have watched me from the very beginning, if you go back and take a look at my beginning videos, it's really quite shocking. You can see the insecurity, you can see the elevated importance levels, you can see the excess potential. I mean, there were days where it would take me all day long to film a video because I was so insecure and I would trip up on my words and I would, feel like I'd done something wrong and I would start over and it would spiral into this wormhole of, just insecurity madness. And it really sucked. But I realized that I had to go through that to get to the place that I am today and really enjoying extremely low levels of importance now. It's so damn liberating, my God. I love it. I love every second of it. I don't scrap anything anymore. I'm just like, who cares? Put it out. People will like it. If they don't, who cares? So, I want to show you something really quick. It's a little bit silly, but this is one of my artifacts of intention. If you don't know what I'm talking about or know what an artifact of intention is, it was an idea presented to us by Vadim Zeland in Hacking the Technogenic System. And this guy is my confidence artifact of intention. He has helped me really transcend and dissolve the maze walls, allowing me to just walk out and not have to battle with all of that junk anymore. And it's pretty awesome. I highly recommend it. I mean, again, creatively and what I'm doing with ITI, my relationships, myself, everything, it's just so much easier. And I'm a lot more successful too. So it's really just win, 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 win all the way around. Anyway, thanks for listening to my little rant. Today I'm going to read one of the, little bits of this book here. I'm going to switch the book soon and give y'all, a little bit of a different transurfing flavor than what most are accustomed to in the Reality Transurfing Steps 1 through 5 book. But before I do that, remember to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Comment below with any questions or comments. Follow us on the International Transurfing Institute Facebook group. Follow me on Instagram. Course links, links to the websites, the shirts, all the cool shirts, everything below. Check it out, y'all. Okay, so I'm going to read a little part. This is page 17, Chasing the Reflection. I know that, oh, wait a second. This looks much more tantalizing. I think I already read that on the last time though, so I'm going to stick with what I set out to do. So this is a part in the Chasing the Reflection chapter, which I really feel is a very, very valuable concept right now. Chasing the reflection, again, I just did a video on this, but it's like you really can't get enough of this stuff, because even for me, I can catch myself day to day in a singular way where I am continuing to chase my reflection, and chasing my reflection gets me stuck in a closed feedback loop where I don't actually achieve results. It's waking up to the fact that I'm chasing my reflection. I see myself, I see my reality, and exiting that circle, and then stepping back and allowing that circle to continue without me getting caught up in it. It's kind of like a whirlpool where my energy isn't worth anything. I'm just kind of like getting thrown around. I'm just getting tossed around, and there's a much easier way to do it. So I'm going to continue on with this little chapter. I really like it, and I hope you enjoy it too. Okay, overall, the image of a separate reality depends on how the person is set towards everything around him. But at the same time, his frame of mind is determined by the things around him. So what we get is a closed feedback loop. Reality is shaped as a reflection of a person's thought image. And the image, in turn, is in many respects determined by the reflection itself. A person standing in front of a mirror directs all his attention at the mirror without trying to look at himself from within. And that is why the reflection, not the original image, plays the dominant role in the feedback chain. The person is in the power of the mirror because he is like someone mesmerized looking at his copy. It doesn't occur to him that he can change the original. It is exactly because of this obsession with keeping our attention on the reflection that we get what we actively do not want. Usually, negative feelings have a complete grip over our attention. We are preoccupied with the things that we're not happy with. We think about what we don't want, and we don't want what we are thinking about. That's the paradox. But the mirror does not consider what a person wants or doesn't want. It is simply reproducing the contents of the image to the last dot, no more, no less. It's a completely absurd situation. We're constantly lugging around these things we cannot stand. It's not my tongue is my enemy, but my thoughts are my enemy. Despite all the absurdity, that's exactly the way it is. What happens when you hate something? You put into the feeling the unity of soul and mind, a sharp image perfectly reflected in the mirror, fills the entire layer of your world. The things you hate are the things you get in excess in life. As a result, you get even more annoyed, thereby magnifying the intensity of your feeling. In your mind, you're sending everyone as far as possible. Bugger off, all of you. And the mirror sends this boomerang back. You sent someone or something to an unpleasant place, and you've been sent to the same place. Does the amount of problems increase? You bet. If you were to stand in front of the mirror and scream, buzz off, what kind of a reflection would you see in the mirror? A reflection showing you buzzing off together with your world. Okay, so I actually have a really good example of this. Somebody messaged me the other day on Instagram, and they were like, you are so annoying. You are so annoying. And I saw your videos, and now they're everywhere. And I don't know why I'm seeing you everywhere. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. I'm that person that is triggering somebody's like, they don't want to see it. I love it. Okay, so this is the thing, and I know again that I talk about this so much, this idea of like combing your hair in the mirror, trying to comb your hair in the mirror, as opposed to actually combing your own physical hair. And this is the same exact sort of formula for annoyances, things that you don't like, things that aren't working, dysfunctional relationships. I'm a really big advocate now for absolutely like cleansing your layer of reality from relationships that are no longer serving you, because they keep you stuck in that feedback loop. If you are looking for a higher and better reality, managing the relationship pendulums in your life, and just as Vadim Zeland is saying here, you know, you're telling everyone like, bugger off, get out of my life, get out of my layer of reality. And what ends up happening is like, you're doing this, and your reality is going to do this in return. And I've experienced this. I've experienced this in lots and lots of ways in my life. But relationships is one where I feel like I finally got to, you know, like, you know, the point in a movie like Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade where he walks up to the statue and he's got to like assess the situation, and how does he take the relic off the stand without triggering all the balls that are going to start rolling and destroying reality. So when you go about fighting with stuff, when you go about focusing on things that you don't like, when you go about trying to argue your way through a dysfunctional relationship, all of these sorts of tactics cause reality to crumble around you in ways that do not suit you, your intentions, your trajectory, or that layer of reality that you're looking to materialize. There is a much, much, much easier way to do it. And that is to tune out and tune in to what it is you actually feel will help you in your layer of reality. So for me, I'll use myself as an example with my family. My family was causing me tremendous issues, lots of dysfunction, lots of chaos, lots of psychological abuse and narcissism and all kinds of weird old programming playing out. And I was under the impression that I could kind of like transurf the situation from within and mend it or get it to a place where it was at least tolerable. And here's kind of one of the parts of transurfing that we don't really speak about too much. I've spoken about it a few times in a couple of videos, but you are still going to expend more energy than is good for you trying to transurf a relationship, because those programs, especially when it has to do with like family or spouses that you've been married to a long time or friends that you've had for a long time, those programs, that way of engaging or interacting with that person is like a really, really old, well-worn groove that you'll fall into really easily. You can transurf, but you'll have to maintain awareness virtually all the time of the triggers and the person trying to bait you and the pendulum coming for you, which becomes exhausting over time. You can do it in short bursts, but doing it like in a living situation or, you know, in a situation where you're engaging with the person continually, it's going to take a lot of transurfing to get yourself to a place where, you know, you're okay with it. But there's an easier way to do it. And I know it's not for everyone, and I'm kind of like not going to push this necessarily on everybody, but for me personally, and this is totally up to you as the individual, it works for you or it doesn't, but I'm only talking about what works for me, is I had to just cut the ties with certain family members. And I didn't do this in a way where it was like a lot of arguing and a lot of bantering and a lot of, you know, dialogue and a lot of tumult stuff going on. I just kind of like called it done, turned away and started working on my stuff that I knew would bring me results. My creative projects, my book, my domestic life that I love and that it's functioning. I started to really focus on the parts of my life that are functioning, the things that I can do, the things that are working, the things that are good for me, the things that I'm good at, all that kind of stuff. So he's talking about here really like, you know, this idea that we get caught in this, you know, place of determination where we're standing in front of the mirror, directing all of our attention at the image, attempting to break that feedback chain with inner intention. And it just doesn't work like that. It just doesn't work like that. And another note is like, I tried for a long time to fix the thing in specific ways, you know, go to therapy for a lot of years and then try to transurf it for a number of years. And finally, I just had to really step back and be like, can this be fixed? Yeah, I think it can be fixed. Do I want to put in the energy to fix the thing? And is it worth me getting in there and continuing to get like not a negative, but a distorted image from my mirror because I'm tussling with an issue that continues to be an issue? And we have a lot of very, very deep-rooted programming with family. There's lots of people that, you know, speak out against what I'm saying here in the Facebook group and on these videos. You can't just get rid of family. You can't just get rid of family. That's not good for you. But you know what? It kind of was good for me. And I kind of see a bunch of people continuing to really not, you know, take the bull by the horns and create their own realities, yet are continuing to struggle with certain aspects of their life, primarily spouses and toxic family members. And it's everyone's own call, right? But for me personally, the only thing that I found energetically effective and efficient was to turn away and start pumping my thoughts into all the stuff that's actually going to help me create a version of reality that I am living what I tried to live, attempting to correct the mirror with the issues with my family and certain friends. And I took accountability. Am I continuing to try to put a square peg into a round hole? Is this working? Do I know how to do it another way that I can resolve the thing so I can go about my life and have my energetic resources high enough to where I can create my own reality? And the answer was no. So I kind of knew what I had to do. And that's, you know, that's the brass tacks of it. I didn't necessarily plan on this lesson going in this direction. I don't really read these bits, so I'm kind of just freestyling. I hope that made sense to somebody watching this video. Let me know your thoughts. And thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye, guys.